What's up, everybody? We're bringing to you Will's top 5 summer bourbon pours.
Like and subscribe our freaking videos so we can do more of these and not feel terrible about ourselves.
All right, so I'm going to reveal to you a list, Grease, of my 5 summer bourbons. Maybe there's a rye thrown in there. Who's to say? We're going to find out. But these are going to be things that are, good to drink outside when you're grilling, when you're at the pool.
We call them pool pounders.
Yeah, when it's a heat wave out there, you don't want something, like a Booker's that's like 100 million proof, right? Like you want to get something that feels seasonally appropriate. And so that's what I'm going to bring to you. But also, check below in the comments because we're going to have the link to Grease's list that we are going to film right after this one. So I'm going to dive right in. You ready for it?
Yes, please. Am I judging you on this?
Well, I feel like you're always judging me, so why not continue the trend?
Am I bar passing or do I get mad? Like, what's my situation?
I mean, you can just say, eh.
Okay.
Yeah. Or, huh.
Or no, meh. That's that Emoji Movie.
All right. So I'm going to start off with one that is a perennial favorite here at the podcast because it's cost effective. It's got great flavor. It's a little bit lower proof, but you can also throw it in a cocktail if you want, throw it in a Coke at the pool, and you're not going to feel bad about it. And that is Evan Williams 1783. This is now 90 proof, used to be 86 proof, but it's a really solid pour. It drinks really easy for the proof and for the age, and it's good, and you can throw it in a Coke and not feel bad about it. And that's going to run you now about $20, used to be about $15, but still solid pour for the money. And that's my first pick.
What did you call it earlier? Prenatal or what?
Perennial.
Like
it's always
like
a favorite.
Flower.
Yeah.
Like flowers that are perennials, they come back next year.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not going to run out of that.
It's always a favorite over here.
Yeah, no, that we circled up with Evan and everything's fine over there.
All right, so my next one is a little bit harder to find, but I think you can still source this from places. But this one just gives me a feeling of summer, and it has to do with the finishing process that they did. This is a Jack Daniel's Tennessee Tasters. So these come in the 375 milliliter bottles. This is finished for 180 days in Jamaican allspice wood. So this is straight Tennessee whiskey finished with toasted Jamaican allspice wood. It's 100 proof, so still has a little bit of a lower proof compared to maybe some of the summertime or some of the other seasonal pours that we would drink. But this one just has a really good flavor. It reminds me of like allspice dram, like something that you would have in a tiki drink or something like that. So it is super good, and I think the flavor really lends itself to a summertime pour. Yeah. You like it? Have you ever had that?
I don't remember it if the details are fuzzy. Really?
The traditional Jack Daniel's kind of banana, it feels like a banana cream pie almost. It has some spice.
Bananas Foster.
Yeah. Great flavor.
You sitting there, I'm like, is that cinnamon? I don't know. I don't think it is. And then it's not.
There you go.
And then you don't know what it is.
All right.
Apparently it's allspice. Apparently it's Jamaican allspice.
So the next one is a newer offering, and it actually has a tie to Jack Daniel's a little bit because of who the master distiller is at this new company. And that is from Company Distilling. This is a 90 proof straight bourbon whiskey that is finished with maple wood. And it's a really cost-effective pour that has really good flavor, but it is a little bit lighter in the summer months, in the summer heat. And also this one, I would not be afraid to throw in like a Coke or something to make a long drink, a little bit of a highball, if you will. And
that's a low barrel proof entry, by the way. Tons of flavor on this 90 proofer. Tons of flavor. We reviewed it on our show. Excellent. And it's out of Ohio.
The whiskey does come out that they're sourcing, I believe, is out of Ohio. Yeah, it's a big curveball. But I'm really excited about what Jeff Arnett's doing over there and Heath Clark, our buddy. It's going to be a great company, as is in the name, and we're excited about what comes out. But I think that's a really good pick for the summer. All right, my next one.
For the summer.
I like sometimes to have something a little bit sweeter in the summer, something that's going to drink a little bit softer, not as aggressive, not as raw. And so this is actually Old Elk straight wheat whiskey. So it's a straight wheat whiskey. This is aged 6 years. It's going to be over 51% wheat to be a straight wheat whiskey. So it's not a bourbon. It is a wheat whiskey, but the wheat is softer. It's got a sweeter profile.
What's the proof on it?
It's 100 proof. So it's also, all of mine are kind of in that lower proof range, except for maybe one.
Dude, you can't crush Knob Creek single barrel picks.
It's tough to do in the summer.
Pool?
Tough to do in the summer.
Let me just go ahead and tell you something. It might be your last pool trip if you do that.
Yeah, because you may end up with a heat stroke or something.
Yeah, well, accidental drunkenness at the pool,
Frowned upon.
not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Let me go ahead and tell you.
Those are your neighbors.
Let me go ahead and tell you who gets upset. The whole Facebook group.
Everyone. Oh, golly.
The whole Facebook.
Yes. Did you see 203, like they use your address at the pool last week?
Well, I honestly thought about hitting the Facebook group today because I was like, you wouldn't go a mile per hour over the speed limit. But when you got in the neighborhood, you were like, screw it. Like literally, I was following them down in here and I was on their tail the whole daggone time. And then you know what they did? They ran 2 stop signs.
I would have hunted them down and said,
I know where they live.
You should not do that.
I was going to be passive aggressive on the Facebook group.
Unacceptable.
All right. What's another pool pounder, Will?
So this final one, now this may be a little bit higher proof compared to the rest of them, but it has the summertime finish that I really want. So this
How do you finish your summer, Will?
This is Bone Snapper Straight Rye Whiskey. Now this is 119 proof, so it's a little bit higher, but this is a Fairview Liquors and Fine Wines pick that is finished in rum barrels.
Yes.
So you get the rum flavor.
Great summer stuff. Yeah.
So I love the rum influence with it. It is a little bit higher proof, but I think this drinks appropriately for the summertime. This is a single barrel pick from Fairview, but this is a finishing that many companies use. I know that some High West stuff has been finished in rum products. I know the Angel's Envy rye is finished in rum. So there's quite a few, especially ryes, because of the spice. It kind of mingles well with the sweetness of the rum finish. That it's a really good pick for summer. So the rye I chose isn't going to be all spice. It's going to have some of that sweetness added to it. And even though this is a higher proof option, I don't think it's going to like overbear you with the whiskey. So that's my 5.
Internet. I want you to picture something real nice and sweet right now. You're on a daggum cruise. You only paid like $600 a person to go on to. You're sauntering down on the main deck. They're bringing out cocktails like this in the really cool glasses, and they say, do you want one? You say yes. And what do you always do? No matter what drink you get on a cruise, Will, if they ask you if you want a rum floater, what do you say?
Yes. I said yes. Oh, okay. All right, folks, that's my list of 5 and Grease's pro tip about the rum floater on the cruise ship that he may or may not be able to go on.
Some say my tip is pro.
Thank you all for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Support us at patreon.com/thepodcast or buy some merch at thepodcast.com/store. And stay tuned. And by that, I mean, check the description for Grease's top 5 summer pours. We're going to go film that right now, so we'll catch you there.